I knew it. I knew it that if Emeka and Debbie connive together to plan this evil, they are going to succeed. Now look at what has happened to poor Hans. I just feel like crying for him. He's at the verge of losing everything because his business, including his sponsors, everybody, nobody will want to work with a man that is abusing little children. I feel so sorry for this young man at this moment. I don't think Clara will want to have anything to do with Hans anymore. No relationship, not even friendship. How can she meet Hans and the daughter in this kind of compromising position without she being aware of what is going on? Because her daughter has never met with Hans before. How is Hans ever going to explain to Clara, and how is Clara ever going to believe Hans anymore? At this point, you can see how Hank's mother is actually blaming Hanks for everything because she warned Hanks against this whole thing. Stay away from this family. You can actually help Clara from afar off. You don't need to necessarily put yourself into that family. Now look at what has happened. And at this point, shameful Jonathan has seen reason to attack the wife, blaming her for what has happened to their child. That she is the reason why this has happened. And if anything happens to her daughter, he's going to skin her alive. Can you imagine the threat? Why are you threatening Clara as if she was the one that put your daughter up for this? You are not even thinking the unthinkable at this moment. And why everybody is so worried, thinking of what has actually prompted Hanks to do this with Jonathan's son. You can see how the enemies are actually smiling. They are so happy, congratulating themselves that they have actually succeeded. You might have succeeded now, but wait and see what will happen. But my question is, how is Debbie always able to open people's phones? How is she always able to know their password, to scroll through their phones and send text messages without their notice? Debbie decided to visit Clara's mother. And I know that your visit in this house is not for any good. She came and was telling Debbie's mother, "Ma, you know your daughter is very stubborn. I have been advising her to stick with her husband, Jonathan, but she's always looking for hands. How can you do this to somebody that you love?" And the mother kept on saying, "I have trained my daughter to be able to stay with one man. That men are very scarce. How can you leave the one that you have now to hands?" And Debbie keeps on brainwashing this woman. This woman might be thinking that, oh, she's a good friend to my daughter, not knowing that you are also a snitch, somebody that is looking for a way to destroy Clara for good. And then, after everything, she shamelessly asks for food, that she actually came here also for her delicacy. Unfortunately, Clara's daughter was at home and she had to serve the both of them. Now, Clara's daughter went on to ask Debbie, "What are you doing in this house at this time of the day? Because I know that you did not leave your house. You did not leave your house to come here just for this food. I know that you are up to something. And the day my mother will actually know or discover the kind of person you are, you will never be able to come close to my mother again." Now, this girl is speaking fast because she has also know what Debbie is capable of. The unfortunate thing is that your mom does not know what this woman is doing behind her back. And that is the painful part of this whole thing. And Debbie said to her, "I think you are beginning to, get over yourself. You talk too much these days. And you think you can just speak to me anyhow, right?" I love the way Clara's daughter is always speaking up. I love it. But the thing is, you need to watch your back when you are talking to a woman being like this. Because this woman is very dangerous. For you to come against her, you should be very, very prepared. Because she does not take any nonsense. She might just end you. You can see how she is already talking. You should be scared and also watch your back. She demanded for water, which Clara's daughter eventually went inside to bring water for her. But what did Clara do? She immediately opened the phone and started texting Hanks because she has plan that she has actually made with Emeka to ruin the both of them. Now the question I keep on asking is, how did Debbie discover this little girl's password that she was able to navigate through this phone to send the message to Hanks? That is the question I keep on asking. Because how is she always succeeding in this? She sent the message to Hans. And when Hans saw the message, he saw that she was already disturbed. And also she was asking Hans not to tell anybody that Hans should just come to the hotel. And then Hans, being the kind and amazing person that he is, decided to go in for the rescue of that little child. Because anything that concerns Clara, he is always interested. and he wants to make sure that Clara is happy and comfortable in her house. But the little girl didn't know what was going on. She came in, opened her phone, and saw a message that she already typed. And she had to run in to go and meet Hanks to find out what is actually wrong with Hanks. Because at this point, the both of them are already confused because of the message that Debbie is already sending through their phones. When Clara's daughter eventually got to the hotel room, look at Emeka. Emeka drugged the little girl and also injected her with a substance that made her to be very weak. And while he was very happy, Hanks immediately ran into the room as well. Emeka hit Hanks and also drugged him and made the both of them lie as if they were actually doing something. You can imagine how wicked people can truly be. May we not be entangled with friends like this that will only be concerned about finding ways to destroy us before we got to realize it. And then while Clara was in her office, checking through her files, she got a message that her daughter is somewhere. And now the question is, why are you people not even thinking about where this messages is coming from? She immediately ran. Also, Jonathan also got that message and ran to the same hotel room. Now look at Emeka paying somebody money to commit this havoc. He already found somebody that will actually come in there and film everything, a blogger to post it everywhere. Remember that when this thing gets out there to the public, it's going to affect Hanks so badly. I just feel so sorry that Hanks has to go through this, because this guy has not done anything wrong to deserve this kind of ill treatment. And when Clara got to the hotel room, opened the door, she saw Hanks lying there and the daughter as well. And everything got so wrong at this point. Clara went and held the daughter and was crying, trying to help the daughter because the both of them were very weak. What must have happened to my own daughter? And when Jonathan got in and saw the daughter helpless and Hans also lying down on the same bed with the wife crying, Jonathan immediately started beating up Hanks. Remember that at this point, Hanks is very weak due to the effect of the drugs. You can imagine how these people have connived to actually destroy these people completely. Jonathan was hitting Hanks so bad. And then this young man was filming everything. Even when Clara was crying and was telling him not to film, he went ahead to film the whole situation. Hanks at this point is very much helpless. Nobody will ever believe that Hanks didn't do it, because there is no proof at this point. Hanks was only drugged. And when the police came and arrested Hanks, he could no longer look into the eyes of Clara, because Clara at this point does not even believe Hanks at all. You can imagine the rage and anger in her face. She slapped Hanks the second time, and Hanks tried to explain himself that he only got there and made the daughter helpless on the bed, that he didn't do anything to her daughter. But who will believe you at this point? Nobody is going to believe you except you go in and dig in evidence to prove your point, because nobody is going to believe you. They drove him out. And then Clara immediately took the daughter, including Jonathan, the father, to the hospital. And when they got there and the doctor was actually attending to the little girl, Jonathan sees an opportunity to start attacking the wife, blaming her for everything that has happened. I warned you against your ex, Hans, but you refuse. That he's the only one that can help you. He's the only one that can do. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? But Jonathan, truth be told, is this what is really necessary? Is this what this whole thing is all about? You're in the hospital. The best thing you can do right now is to support your daughter, not to come here and start yelling. This is a hospital. Don't you forget that. And then the wife started, calming him down. I told you to calm down. We are here for our daughter. Let's put heads together to make sure that our daughter is okay. And Jonathan went on flaming up. How can we put heads together? I warned you the first time. You refused. And now you want to put heads together. If anything happens to my daughter, I am going to skin you alive. Why are you threatening Clara as if she's the one that did this to your daughter? But I'm so happy that Clara is always standing up for herself. Because if she has not been, Jonathan is definitely going to ride on her so bad. And Clara told him to stop all this, threat and all that. That she's not the reason why the daughter is there. They are only here to support the daughter. You can imagine when the information gone to Hank's mother, she started blaming her son. I want him to stay away from that family. but he insisted on helping Clara. Now look at what has happened. I am not going to be alive and watch everything that my son has worked so hard for go down the drain. I am going to do something. She made a phone call and told the DPO, I need my son back home this night. It is so unfortunate that most of the times when we try to help people, we end up being the victim in their situation. And that is one of the things that have made a lot of people to stop helping. But that is not the case of Hans. Even if Hans comes out, he will still do something to help Clara. Now look at the evil people sitting down drinking and rejoicing that they have actually won. They won everything. That according to Debbie, she didn't even think that this whole thing will go so smooth. You might be happy that you won now, but wait and see what is coming for you, because you are not going to get away with this at all. Remember that the phone number they used, now that you are scared that you are going to trace that phone number to you, you may not know that a maker used your name to register that SIM card, and they are definitely going to trace it to you. You think you are smart, Abi? A maker will now use you as a tool to get those people and then deny you at the end of the day. Wait and see what will happen. And then they decided to go in and start pretending as if they are supporting them for what has happened to them. But we will see if what Emeka is planning will work on the next episode. Please like the video if you have not liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I will bring the next episode as soon as it drops. But for now, take care.